All right, folks, so this is going to be actionable step 1. So this is, if you're over here, it's either that you finished actionable step 1 or that you got stuck somewhere along the process. And either way, we're just going to go ahead and do it right now. All right, so I'm going to do this completely from scratch with you. Okay, first up, let me just go ahead and minimize myself. And all right, so this is my actual file, the one which you've downloaded. It's also called actionable step 1. I'm going to go ahead and open up Premiere Pro so that I can start editing the entire thing. All right, and the first thing I said you should do when you open up Premiere Pro is actually create a new project file. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go up to new project and click on new project, and we're just going to create a new project file, call it actionable step 1, maybe in parentheses put something like basic editing. All right, so it's always important to be very neat when creating projects. Okay, gonna click enter. That way I've created my new project. Now as you can see, my workspace is all over the place and I don't know why Premiere Pro does this, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up and see if I've got, all right, horizontal editing is selected. Oh, there it is, that's the one. All right, I'm going to do just all I'm going to do is just drag my project window over here, just the usual stuff, you guys know this. All right, let's go ahead and fix it. Okay, looks a bit better, looks a bit nicer that way. Okay, now as we said, the first thing that we're gonna want to do is actually create a new sequence. So we're just gonna go up to file, new sequence, and we said we want to create a horizontal sequence, so all we gotta do is just make sure our settings are 1920 by 1080, which is 1920 on the horizontal and 1080 on the vertical, and we can go with 30 frames a second and Rec 709 and H.264 right over here, and let's go ahead and press OK, and we've just created our own new sequence. After that, I'm gonna drag in my footage and get to editing. Now this is where I'm just gonna follow the things which I'm saying inside the video. Now when I drag in my footage, you'll notice there's a few actual like audio layers. The reason being, the way I record these is as I like to have 2 audio layers, one for my voice and one for the program's audio, but I just don't have anything in the program's audio. So if you select them, they're probably all linked and etc., and you had some problems with deleting them. I'll teach you this right now, so I don't teach it to you in another lesson, or you might have to learn it your own hard way. All you gotta do to select a specific track is either hold Alt and select it, or select them, and if it's all being selected, then you just click on unlink and it's gonna unlink them all together. Delete that center track, then select them both and link. Make sure you haven't moved these. This is not an important step, this is just something I like to do. Okay, all right, now that we've done that, we've got our video clip right over here. So the first thing I'm going to do is, as we said, I'm going to select my razor tool and I'm going to remove all the silences. Okay, so I'm just going to click on here, right, and then select my arrow tool, select this, and then just delete this silence. And I'm going to start using my shortcuts. Okay, so C for my razor tool, and then maybe remove this section right over here, right, and then there we go. C for my razor tool again, this small section over here. Use my arrow tool to remove this. C one more time. Actually, your right side. Okay. Now, all right, and then let's go ahead and remove this section right over here. C one more time. Go ahead and remove this section right over here. C one more time. We're gonna go ahead and remove this section right over here. One more time. I've said that like a lot of times. So yeah, basically, let's just go ahead and remove this section over here. Let's go ahead and remove this section over here, just like that, and that works. Nice. Make sure to cut off at the end. And this is what we end up with. This is just me speaking into the camera. Now, I want you to go ahead and zoom in on my left hand, which is actually your right side. Now, I want you to go ahead and zoom in on my right hand, which is actually your left side. Now, I want you to take me and flip me upside down so that my head's actually facing the floor. That works pretty good. Now, you can go ahead and flip me back. Thank you very much. You're doing pretty good. And it's all really just rough cuts. I mean, some of them are actually cut really roughly, like this part. My right hand. This part we can just extend it back. I don't know why we cut it up, which is actually your left side. Okay, and that's pretty much it. All right, now you don't have to have the exact same cuts as me. You can have different cuts. It's perfectly okay. For example, in some areas here, I shouldn't have cut it. This is just some bad habits of mine. Okay, now let's go ahead and follow what I say in the video. First part is just simple. This is just me speaking into the camera. Just me speaking to the camera. Next part. Now, I want you to go ahead and zoom in on my left hand. I want you to go ahead and zoom in on my left hand. So all I gotta do is just select this, go up to my effect controls, and to zoom in, all I gotta do is, first of all, let's put the playhead somewhere where I've got my left hand in the frame, somewhere like this. And I just have to change the scale. Now, something like, let's do 230, and then move my position so that I'm actually next to or on the left hand. Just like that. I want you to go ahead and zoom in on my left hand. We can either do it that way, or we could apply it to the clip that's after it, right? So that I'm basically saying, I want you to go ahead and zoom in on my left hand, and then I zoom in like this. I want you to go ahead and zoom in on my left hand, which is actually your right side. Now I want you to go ahead and zoom in on my right hand, which is actually your left. And in this section, one more time, increase the scale to 150, and then just make sure it's placed right over here, left side. Now I want you to take me and flip me up. Now we're gonna flip me upside down, which means we're gonna have to do 180 degrees. So I can just type it in like that. I want you to take me and flip me upside down so that my head's actually facing the floor. That works pretty good. I can go ahead and flip me back. Thank you very much. And then there we go. Once I say that looks pretty good, I also want to be flipped upside down. Works pretty good. I can go ahead and flip me back. Thank you very much. You're doing. And for the end, I'm just gonna add a zoom in just to spice things up, maybe 120. All right. And this is what you should end up with. This is just me speaking into the camera. Now I want you to go ahead and zoom in on my left hand, which is actually your right side. Now I want you to go ahead and zoom in on my right hand, which is actually your left side. Now I want you to take me and flip me upside down so that my head's actually facing the floor. That works pretty good. I can go ahead and flip me back. Thank you very much. You're doing pretty good. That's it. That's pretty much the entire basics of editing. There you go. You've mastered how to use your basic tools and create basic cuts. If you have any questions, please go ahead and make a community post about them. Let me make myself bigger so you can see me. Yep. If you have any questions, go ahead and make a community post about them, or just go ahead and message me myself. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's dive into some more advanced things in video editing. Before we get into advanced editing techniques, we've got a bunch more to cover with basic editing. Let's get straight onto those and actually learn how to do more with our editing techniques and abilities. All right, I'll go ahead and see you in your next episode. If you did this and successfully completed it, then good job. Let's go ahead and learn a bit more about video editing. All right, see ya. I can't find my my stop button. Oh, there it is.